If you're feeling tense, stressed, or sore, today's practice will leave you feeling good, grounded, and ready for anything. All you need is a little bit of space and your birth ball. So if you're new here, welcome. I'm Melissa. I'm a prenatal yoga teacher and a mom on a mission to make prenatal yoga accessible to moms everywhere. I'm a certified yoga teacher and prenatal yoga teacher with over a decade of experience. I'm also trained in the Spinning Babies methodology, and I have an anatomy certification from Yale. But most importantly, I am a natural birthing mama who wants you to know that you can positively influence your birth experience and to make your birth easier by the way that you prepare your body during pregnancy. Before we get started, let me know in the comments how many weeks you are and anything else that you'd like to share about how you're feeling or how it's going. And then, of course, if you're new here, take a second to hit that subscribe button. I'm here to support you through your whole pregnancy and postpartum journey. Okay, so before we get started, just take a second to do a quick mind check-in. We'll do this again at the end of practice. This just offers you an opportunity to notice anything that's changed from the beginning of your practice to the end. So take a moment to close your eyes, take a deep breath in, as deep as you can, and exhale out through your mouth. Notice any tension in your jaw, any tension in your shoulders. Notice what your lower back feels like. Notice any areas of tightness, tension, tiredness. And then take a big inhale. And as if you could send relaxation to those places, as you exhale, release some of that tension that you're holding. And then go ahead and stretch your legs out long in front of you. You can use your hands behind you for a little support. And from here, you can shift your weight side to side, whatever feels good. Maybe plant the soles of your feet down to the ground with your legs nice and wide with plenty of room for your belly here. And go ahead and windshield wiper your knees side to side. This is a nice little massage for your hips and your lower back from the inside out. Okay, steady that motion. Extend your legs long, spread your toes out wide, nice and big, and then squeeze them in gently, gently. We don't want to cause any Charlie horses, right? So just go ahead and extend them again. Maybe just release them. One more time, extend to stretch and release them. And now roll out your ankles. You can make some circles with your ankles here. We're just gonna, we're starting to introduce some movement into the body. And then just shake out your legs. They work really hard all day long to support you and your baby. Okay, so here we're just gonna very gently and mindfully climb around to all fours. So find your way in your table shape. In your table shape, your hands are nice and wide to support you. Your palms are underneath your shoulders and your knees are wide underneath your hips. So you have this nice square 4 points of support. Take a big inhale. And gently round through your spine. Let your tailbone tip down and feel heavy. Let the crown of your head feel heavy. And on your next breath, come back to a neutral shape. As you exhale, you can round back up to that cat shape. Come back to neutral. And one more time, rounding through the spine. So if you do yoga or you have some yoga experience when you're, outside of pregnancy, typically you would go into a cow shape or a back bend here, but we generally don't do that during pregnancy, especially in the second and third trimester, because your core muscles are already being stretched so much by the growth of your baby. So we don't want to increase that stretching and increase that tendency for diastasis recti. So we just kind of move between this rounded shape and this neutral spine during pregnancy. Okay, so from here, when you come back to neutral, go ahead and just sway the hips side to side. I don't know, imagine like you're kind of like slithering like a snake, those hips side to side, and find that low back release. Let the breath flow freely here. Okay, and then when you're ready, you can steady that motion. We're gonna find a bit of opening in your feet here. So you're gonna tuck your toes. Toes are underneath. Shift your hips back onto your heels. Now, this might get kind of intense on the bottom of your feet quickly. So if it's painful, you can come out of this. But sometimes this can be a really nice kind of stretch for the bottom of your feet. So you're just kind of sitting here on your heels. And let's just take some gentle neck rolls. So release the neck down towards center, up over your left ear over your left shoulder. Gently rock the chin back down towards center and roll the right ear up over that right shoulder. Finding some length in the sides of your neck here. So you want to resist the urgency or resist the tendency for your shoulders to come up to meet your ears. Keep those shoulders relaxed. That will help you find space in the sternocleidomastoid, this big strong muscle on the side of your neck that you have on both sides. And then come back to center. Go ahead and walk your way back onto your hands and your knees in your table shape. Untuck those toes. Maybe windshield wiper the heels back and forth to bring a little more motion in. And let that rocking side to side motion come all the way through your hips. Okay. And then from here, we're going to bring the knees nice and wide, wider than your hips. Tuck the toes once more. But from here, you're going to gently walk your way back. And you're going to come to your feet being flat on the ground in this wide squat shape. So you have lots of room for your belly here. And I like to keep my hands grounded on the floor and rock a bit side to side, shifting your weight from one side to the other. But find whatever feels good in your body. That will change day to day. These deep squats are great prep for labor. They're great to open the pelvic floor and the hips and glutes. Okay, and from here, you're just gonna carefully shift your weight up. Okay, bring your hands to your knees. Feet are flat on the floor. And rise up gently. You can stay in this sort of half risen shape. Now in pregnancy, you have a really even increased blood volume, which causes a lot of lightheadedness when you transition from standing to sitting or sitting to standing. So we always want to move like just extra mindfully when we're coming up to a standing shape. And as you're ready, rise on up. All right, so grab your ball and sit on it. I'm going to try to sit in the frame here. Sorry, tall person problems. Sometimes when I stand up, it cuts off my head. So make your way to be seated on your birth ball. Your feet are nice and wide, wider than your hips. Feet are flat on the floor. And you have this 3-point support shape between your feet and your hips. Bring your hands to your knees. And we're just going to start with some side to side rocking to loosen up the pelvis, loosen up your hips, and especially that lower back. Now, if you have ever practiced yoga before, you'll notice that, outside of pregnancy, you'll notice that yoga is like a very linear kind of shape. Yoga mats even are like a long rectangle. I generally don't use a yoga mat with prenatal yoga, except if you need the grip, because pregnant bodies need more circular motion. They need We need round shapes. We need side to side lateral movement and not just that sort of forward and back. So lots of circles in our prenatal yoga practice. So notice the shapes of our asanas or our exercises are different. All right, so I'm just have transitioned into some hip circles here. Okay, so a few circles in one direction, a few circles in the other. Now from here, with your right hand grounded down on your right knee, go ahead and stretch that left arm up towards the sky. Keep that left hip and that left sits bone down on the ball. And as you inhale, see if you can find a little more length through your intercostal muscles, those muscles between your ribs. And then as you exhale, gently tip toward your right side. Brace yourself on that right leg for whatever support you need. And again, finding some length from that sits bone on the left side all the way out through your fingertips. Go ahead and release that hand down. And now I want you to exhale. Think about exhaling toward the right. Tip your chin, look over that right shoulder, open up through that right side. And exhale, release. Left hand comes down to the left leg now. Inhale, stretch the right arm up towards the sky, finding that length and tipping over toward the left. Breathe in here. Notice if your breath creates a little bit more expansion in that right side body. Go ahead and bring that hand back down. And then we'll just gently gaze over the left shoulder with the chin. Just opening up here from sort of the bra line above. Go ahead and unwind. So while we're on the ball, we'll do our figure eights. So as if you could draw a figure eight shape with your tailbone, you're articulating your pelvis here. So try to resist the urge to let this kind of come from like your thoracic spine, and think about drawing the shape with just your hips. Up and to the right, back to the right, up and to the left, back to the left, up and to the right, back on the right, up and to the left, back on the left. And then we'll reverse that. So back, left, forward, left, back, right, forward, right, back, left, forward, left, back, right, forward, right. This is always such a mind teaser for me. It's surprisingly hard to articulate the hips in this shape. All right, so bring your hands to your knees. The soles of the feet are flat on the ground. Begin to shift your weight into your feet. Gently rise your weight up off of the ball and bring the ball around in front of you. We're gonna move to my favorite stretch, wide leg forward fold. So bring your feet super wide, much wider than your hips. And your feet here, they're not pointing out to the corners of the room. Your feet are parallel to one another so that all 10 of your toes are pointing forward. You can bring your hands to the ball for support here. And as you roll the ball away from you, you're gonna feel this stretch in your hamstrings most likely. But think about your tailbone reaching back and your spine nice and long. And turn on your abdominal muscles to support baby, support your growing uterus. And think about hugging your baby in. Like just give your baby a gentle hug in with your core muscles. Go ahead and reach that ball out in front of you. Big breath here. Breathing as you roll and rock gently side to side. This is a great stretch for the whole back body, from the soles of your feet up through your calves, your gastrocnemius, up through your hamstrings, the whole back body, spine, all the way out through your arms. If you keep those fingertips big and active, you'll feel this stretch through your shoulders and your arms. And then as you're ready to rise up, roll the ball in for support. Gently bend your knees and heel toe your feet towards each other. We're gonna move down mindfully to the ground. Your knees are wide here. You can tuck this right toe for support, and then gently heel toe your left foot, bring it up, the sole of the foot on the ground, your left knee pointing out at a 45-degree angle. With the ball here, you're gonna lower it into this lunge shape. Inhale, rise back up. Settle lower down. Now, if the ground is a little hard on this supporting knee, you can put a folded up blanket underneath of it or a folded up yoga mat for some cushioning. But these squats, these like 45-degree angle squats are really awesome, especially in the third trimester, to kind of help create space for baby to settle down in a good head down position, getting ready for birth. All right, heel toe that foot back down. And let's just take a little stretch here in between, a little puppy pose, rolling that ball out in front of you, belly hanging freely. Using that ball to roll back in, those nice strong glute muscles. And then the right foot this time, so heel toe that right foot out to that 45 degrees. Exhale as you lower into your lunge. Inhale, rise up. So let me know in the comments, like, how you're feeling. What makes you sore? Is there any particular muscle group that you feel like you're always trying to relieve tension in? I would love to make a video for that. Maybe it's your lower back, or maybe you're dealing with SPD, like symphysis pubic dysfunction, or I don't know. I mean, there's just so many wonderful things we get to deal with during pregnancy, right? Heel toe that foot back in, bring the knee back down. Go ahead and roll that ball. Rocking side to side. Tuck the toes, roll back in. You can let the ball go for now. We're going to come back down to the ground to be seated in whatever seat feels comfortable for you. So arrange your legs however that feels good. Maybe they're folded in front, maybe they're out wide. And we're just going to do the most important part of the practice, some labor prep, some belly breathing. Now, whether you plan to have an epidural, or you would like to not have an epidural, or you have a planned C-section, whatever your birth plan is, you will need to know how to stay calm and grounded, because, it's always going to be a little bit of a stressful experience because it's unknown. So learning how to tune in to your body, stay calm in the moment, and be grounded will serve you through your whole pregnancy and birth journey. So seated on the ground, go ahead and bring your hands down to your knees. Big inhale. Exhale out. Now bring your hands to your belly, or maybe one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. And as you take an inhale, unless you are congested, inhale through your nose. And exhale fully and completely out through your mouth. Take a big inhale through your nose. Allow your belly to soften. Exhale and release. Take an inhale. Exhale. And then allow your breathing to return to its natural rhythm, and just notice any sounds that you hear. Notice the temperature of the air on your skin. Notice if you're holding tension in your hips or your lower back, your shoulders, your jaw, your brow, and soften those places. Take a moment to connect with your baby. Send your baby a well wish or a message from you to them. And when you're ready, blink your eyes open. Take a big breath in and exhale, let it go out through your mouth. Thank you for being here today. Again, I invite you to subscribe if you're new to my channel. And I am excited to support you throughout your pregnancy journey. I'm Melissa, and this is Mama's Mat, and I hope you have a beautiful day.